Our next speaker, Jack Kantola, spent the majority of his career running manufacturing companies both domestically and in England. He faced many challenges in his leadership roles, among them motivating people to do better. Today, Jack will tell us how he learned the power of recognizing and thanking people for the efforts of the people in his companies. Jack is fulfilling assignment number 3 from the Competent Communicator Manual, Gets to the Point. Jack's speech is entitled The Power of Recognition, speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. Please help me welcome Jack Kantola.
One day when I was the managing director of Alumacraft Microd Aerospace Limited in England, my secretary Pauline walked into my office with a letter in her hand. She said, "You have to read this letter we received." I opened the letter and read it, and it was from a fellow that just happened to call in to our operation. And he wrote a letter to us, and he says, "I felt compelled to tell you of the great way I was treated when I called into your company. Your receptionist has to be the best receptionist in all of England." That's amazing. She handed me the letter, and I felt compelled to do something as well. And so I went out and I bought a bottle of champagne. And I took the letter, made a copy for our files, took the original letter and the bottle of champagne down into reception, and I handed the bottle of champagne to Rosanna, our receptionist, and said, "I want you to take this home and share it with your husband tonight." And Rosanna said, "What on earth for?" And I handed her the letter. I said, "This fellow thinks you happen to be the best receptionist in all of England." And I said, "I happen to agree." Tears came to her eyes. And she said, "Nobody has ever said that to me before." Mr. Toastmaster, most welcome guests and fellow Toastmasters. The power of recognition is absolutely amazing. That was a transformation in Roseanne that made her a quality employee for years to come. And besides that, we became good buddies. Now, some of you might be thinking, "Yeah, but what does that do for the bottom line?" Well, happy employees do add to the bottom line, but I have another story to tell you about recognition that has a direct connection to the bottom line. When I was a plant manager at Alumacraft Boat Company in St. Peter, Minnesota, we made aluminum fishing boats and runabouts and canoes. I had been there for about a year. We'd made a lot of tremendous changes in the operation. It had moved down from Minneapolis to St. Peter, and we were setting it up again. But we had reached a plateau. The boat line was making a maximum of 24 F7 fishing boats, our most popular boat, a day. 24 boats a day, and that's all they could seem to do. And I wasn't sure how to move it forward. Then a thought came to my mind. I called my foreman, Earl, into my office. And I said, "Earl, do you think that you could orchestrate the production line on the boat line to produce one more boat a day? To produce 25 boats instead of 24? He said, "I think I can." The next day he went out there and he made sure everything was going smoothly. If there were parts missing, he found them and got them to them quickly. If there was a problem on the line, he helped them to solve it. And sure enough, by the end of the day, they had produced 25 boats. Well, I went out and I bought a sheet cake with icing on the top that says, "Congratulations, boat line." And then announced that the boat line was buying coffee at the first break the next day. And I stood there as the people filed in. And I said, "Congratulations, boat line, you broke a record. 25 canoe boats and F7 boats in one day. Never been done. Congratulations." And that's all I said as they came in. Do you know something? They didn't stop breaking records until they were producing 30 F7 boats a day. No additional people. No other changes in the production system. 30 boats a day. Just from recognition. But even something more amazing happened. Because one day, Bonnie, the lead gal on our canoe line, came into my office. And she said, "Jack, I have a question." I said, "What's that?" She said, "If the canoe line broke a record, would we get to buy coffee too?" I said, "Fair is fair." And sure enough, They had been building 30 canoes a day. They built 31, 32. I finally had to quit buying cake because the lead time was too long. I had to go donuts instead. They didn't quit until they were making over 36 canoes a day. Without any increase in staff, without any change in the process. 36 canoes a day. All because of recognition. All because of a sincere thank you for a job well done. Now, do you think that if I had announced ahead of time that if the boat line breaks a record, I'm going to buy you a piece of cake, they would have laughed me right out of the plant. There's not a chance that that would have helped. But the fact that it was a sincere thanks, the fact that it was a sincere recognition of work well done, made all the difference in the world. That's over a 20% increase in productivity, and it cost me about $40 every time I bought cake or donuts. $40. Now you think that was a good investment?
Oh.
You're darn right it was. What I would encourage you to do is that recognize the power, the amazing power of recognition. To utilize that in your life, in your job, in your career. There are so many ways in which you can thank people for a job well done, and then you sit back and watch the incredible results thereof. Toastmasters does a pretty good job of recognition, although they kind of get to be rote. We kind of expect it. I went to a speech contest one time where they had a certificate for the person that did the invocation. We were there until 11:30 at night. So sincerity of the recognition is important. And to make sure that you do it, and you do it on a timely basis. And if you do, I will guarantee you that the results of your organization, the results in terms of your family, will improve dramatically.